Police investigate Malaysian man for converting Muslim wife to Hinduism. A Hindu man in Malaysia created a video, which has since gone viral on social media, explaining how he is converting his Muslim wife to Hinduism. This revelation triggered much of the Muslim community in Malaysia. Later, a second video surfaced, this time from the Hindu man's wife. In this video, she explained how she is a citizen of Indonesia and has since completed her journey of renouncing her faith in Islam while living there. Abdul Aziz, the director of the Department of Islamic Development in Malaysia, which is JAKIM for short, told the public to resist speculation and to trust that the appropriate authorities will examine the video. He also reminded the public that legal action can be taken against anyone who tries to convert a Muslim according to the Control and Restriction of the Propagation of Non-Islamic Religions enactment, which is enforced in several states of Malaysia. He added that legal consequences also apply to any Muslim who leaves Islam under the Sharia criminal offenses enactment.
They're actually actively looking for him right now?
Yes.
Because he left Islam?
Yes. No.
Oh.
He put out a video saying that he converted his wife to Hinduism.
Oh my God. Oh.
So it's an offense to preach or try to convert people out of Islam.
And you have the police looking into this. Amazing.
Yes.
Well, I thought Muslim women were only allowed to marry Muslim men anyways under Sharia. So
this is Malaysia. This is not like, it's not like Iran or Saudi Arabia. So it's not.
But that's not a rule in Islam.
I don't think it is.
I always thought it was.
No, it is. But it's not like Malaysia is supposed to be like. Yeah, it's not like state. Like Malaysia is supposed to be like a moderate, liberal, Islamic country. So.
But he's saying.
But this is what you get apparently with the apparently this is the best you get. Like with the most moderate Islamic country, you still get the police chasing after a man who converted his wife to Hinduism. So you don't get like Saudi level insanity or Iran level insanity where you can't, if you're a Muslim woman, you can't marry, a Muslim, a non-Muslim man, but you still get the police chasing after your husband if they manage to, even if they even try to convert you to Hinduism or out of Islam. Amazing.
So they've criminalized, they have the Sharia Criminal Offenses Act. So they've decided what elements of the Sharia that they're going to codify into their law. And so I'm guessing the marriage thing must not be one of them, but leaving Islam is.
Yeah.
There's so many things, even in the most, like Saudi Arabia, I think is the closest thing that comes to Sharia, and even they are not really following it accurately. But there's many things that these Islamic countries do that is not. Even the vile things they do sometimes is not. Like, for example, in Saudi Arabia, when they want to do executions, they behead people, which is the Islamic way. But in Iran, they hang the people. And they're like, where did you get that from? Like, that's not Islamic at all. But go on, Susanna, you want to say.
Bid'ah. So, wait, can you scroll up? Okay, no, I want to see the full tweet by Christoph. Guys, RIP to my Twitter. If I had a Twitter, I would still be following at halal. I can never say it right. Halalkalism. So Christoph is hilarious. So he said, "Look, I'm just a simple fellow who doesn't know anything, but I really think if a person decides to convert from Islam to Hinduism, they don't need to be reported to the police by concerned citizens and then investigated by the government." So, exactly. Just
I second that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? It's really not fair to keep comparing Malaysia to countries like Saudi Arabia and Iran, because that's like the lowest standard. Like, we're like, well, at least they're not like, come on, this is like so bad, right? the problem with us is that we cover like countries like Pakistan, Bangladesh, Iran, and Saudi Arabia so much that sometimes we get desensitized to how stupid this is, because because it's like insane. This is insane. This is like Malaysia shouldn't even pretend like they're a modern, secular, democratic country. Like you guys are like, let's stop pretending. You guys are backwards. You guys are backwards. Like you guys have still laws like this. Like don't act like a modern country.
Well, to give you some more background, he says, so I'm talking about the law that makes it an offense to the propagation of non-Islamic religions enactment. He said, this is Abdulaziz, I believe, saying, oh no, this is from the Prime Minister's Department of Religious Affairs in Malaysia, said the clause empowers states to prevent the spread of other religions to Muslim by creating laws. This includes any attempt to persuade, invite, or coax Muslims to turn away from Islam, either through marriage, preaching, or any other possible way. So I just think that it's important to highlight that for a second, because it just demonstrates like what a monopoly this religion has on the population and the lengths that are taken to protect this monopoly. And also it makes you think about how Islam even reached places like Malaysia in the first place to begin with, right? It's through monopoly. It's through actively protecting the faith and not allowing other options. And a big part of freedom is having the freedom to choose. Well, how do you choose if you don't even know that other options exist? Or how do you have freedom if people aren't even allowed to show you other options? Then what you've chosen isn't a choice, because nothing else has ever been made available to you. Right. You're not free to choose your faith. It's a state enforced monopoly. And I also have an update on this case, but you guys give your commentary.
I think that your point is really well taken. The state has a vested interest in defending Islam against any other quote unquote invaders to the faith. And so in that sense, it definitely shows you that also you get a sense of inequality if you're not Muslim, right? Because you're not in the state defended, state sanctioned religion. So there's inequity there. If you just happen to move to Malaysia and be born, a Buddhist because your mom was, there's just sort of an inequity built into this state-sponsored defense of a particular ideology. And, we see that in a lot of other places, which is why I think Armin's point about stop saying, oh, they're not like, these other, but they are, in the sense that the state is actively engaging in a defense of a religion to the point of criminalizing acts that they feel would impinge upon its, monopoly on the, people. And so I think that is a really valid point, and it kind of goes to what Armin was saying as well, and what I also think is really interesting is because we were just talking about India and all the stuff in India, not LGBT, but India has these laws about Hindus and Islam and marriage. And now we see this thing where they have this vested interest in protecting Islam, whereas in India, they have a vested interest in protecting Hinduism. So it's similar in that the state and they're criminalizing other behaviors in order to defend their interest.
Yeah. So an update from the 25th. Family members of the 29-year-old man wanted by the police for apostatizing his wife gave recorded statements to the authorities. So his families are giving statements. The man in question made a confession of sorts on a video. The police chief advised that the man's sister and father claimed that he hasn't been home for a long time. So seemingly what I took from this is he's on the run. Maybe not. Quote, "We are still locating him. I urge the public not to take matters into their own hands and let the authorities investigate this. We will investigate the matter fairly and actions will be taken in accordance with the law," he said. Police instructed the public not to spread statements that could possibly incite more anger among Muslims. On February 19th is when the authorities searched the home, and they received information about a group of people who were planning to raid the house themselves because they believed the suspect was inside. However, the police did not find the suspect in the house. So the police have to get involved because there is an active threat of mob violence against this man. And I would just like to highlight that the authorities had to get involved because I'm not going to say all, but a significant portion of the Muslim community in this area of Malaysia were so upset about this that the authorities had to get involved.
Yeah, actually, I want to remind people who've been following me for years that I got my first public call out for beheading on me, not from Pakistan or Iran or Saudi Arabia. I mean, Iran doesn't do beheadings. I got it from Malaysia. That was when I first got my first beheading request declaration. So, again, Malaysia, what the hell? I think Malaysia is also one of those countries that it has a huge, angry mob problem that the government has to do some bigotry of lower expectations to, because maybe it's accurate. I don't know, because it seems like telling people like, guys, we have some people here that are be sensitive. Come on, guys. Like, I don't know if how much of this is pressure from the government or the government being pressured by this Islamist mobs or stuff like that. I don't know the relation, but I do get the sense that, I'm getting some Pakistan kind of parallels here of how much the government is doing these things because they'd be scared of their Islamists.
You're like,
their own stuff.
Pakistan. Tastes like Pakistan.
Tastes like Pakistan a little bit. Yeah.
Getting a little
biryani.
Yeah.
So, but what I was going to say is that it's also interesting that the government is put in this position of defending the person that they are charging. So they're like, they have to defend him from the mob because they have laws that say your personal behavior is a public thing, right? So if it's a public thing that affects everybody, then the mob's thinking, oh, this guy is bad and he's doing us harm. So now the government has to be in the position of defending him and then charging him as well. It's just, it's a really weird.
And I think that
I'm sorry about the biryani comment.
Okay. I'm gonna say Pakistan is just India that has been taken hostage by Islamists. Okay, so Pakistan is India. Just putting that out there. But go on.
They do eat biryani in Pakistan for sure.
And it was India. They just cut it in half.
It is still India. It's just been taken hostage by Islamists. But go on.
Are you gonna start a petition or a movement to reclaim Pakistan?
Hey, maybe we'll get our Hindus, all the Hindus that were.
I know this is like sounds maybe like we're be like a Hindu Rashtra situation.
Maybe all the Hindus that hate me all of a sudden are like, hey, maybe we should reconsider Armin.
He has a point. But this is why I think that I mentioned in the beginning that a second video emerged in which she talks about how she left Islam while she was still in Indonesia. Because I think they're trying to make it be like, oh, this happened before. This is outside of your jurisdiction. It's not what it looks like. Yes. Oh. And Goddess Katie is coming out with the history of biryani. Biryani was developed in India, but originated in the Persian military when they needed to cook faster, so they cooked the rice and meat together. Spices were in India, so it got better in the subcontinent.
It's mine. Okay,
So
so
it's
it's
Parsi.
My people.
It's Parsi.
It's my people. It's neither like not Pakistani, not Indian. I'll claim it then. Thank you, Katie. Thank you for.
And once again,
Sitting-
Armin gets the opportunity to say, "You're welcome, India."
You're welcome, India. First, I knew I was responsible for giving you sexy Kelly, but now I learned that I gave you biryani. Like, oh my god, guys! Like, if I go to India.
Just blessings left and right and center.
Yes, you can send your bobs and vagines as thank you to my inbox. And also subscribe to our newsletter, because if we get removed from all these platforms, at least we could reach out to you. And guys, by the way, if you subscribe to our newsletter, you get a free copy. Where's your copy, Susanna? Get it. We're doing promotion. You get a free. It's not even promotion. It's free. Okay, so if you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description, you get a free copy of Why There's No God. Come on, like I'm handing it out for free. Okay, it's a bestseller on Amazon, and you get it for free. So subscribe to our newsletter, and you get a free copy of Why There's No God sent to you. Link in the description.